In the 1990s and early 2000s, China experienced one of the fastest periods of economic growth in modern history. Factories expanded rapidly. Cities grew larger every year. Millions of people moved from rural areas into urban centers, searching for opportunity. For many families, life finally felt like it was improving. New apartment buildings appeared across the country. Shopping malls filled with people. Construction cranes became part of the skyline. Economic growth felt unstoppable. Owning property became more than an investment. It became security, stability, status. Families poured their life savings into apartments they believed would only increase in value. As China's economy expanded, real estate became one of its strongest pillars. Local governments relied heavily on land sales for revenue. Developers borrowed enormous amounts of money to continue building. Banks kept lending. Families kept buying. The system depended on confidence. As prices continued rising, millions of ordinary families invested even more heavily into real estate. For many people, housing represented their future savings, retirement plans, and financial security. Construction companies borrowed massive amounts of money to build faster and larger than ever before. But growth itself became the addiction. The Economist described the long-term structural problem: weak demand, oversupply, and mounting debt. In some regions, expectations of economic gains collapsed dramatically. Even worse, uncertainty surrounding official statistics made the situation harder to fully understand. Behind the glowing skylines and economic optimism, confidence quietly began disappearing. Underneath the rapid expansion were structural problems that slowly became impossible to ignore. Oversupply grew across interior cities. Millions of apartments remained empty. Debt continued increasing faster than demand. According to Economist analysis and reports from the New York Times, the confidence that once defined China's housing market has now been rattled by sharp declines. Some experts even began comparing the situation to the United States housing bubble in 2008. Academic research identified 5 major channels through which a housing crisis could spread throughout the broader economy. The first was local government revenue. Many regional governments relied heavily on land sales to fund public services and infrastructure. As demand for housing weakened, government income declined with it. The second was household wealth. For millions of families, apartments represented the majority of their savings. Falling property prices damaged financial security and reduced consumer spending. The third was debt. Developers had borrowed enormous amounts of money during years of rapid expansion. When sales slowed down, many companies could no longer repay loans. Unfinished apartment projects began appearing across the country. For ordinary people, this crisis became deeply personal. Some families continued paying mortgages for homes that were never completed. Others watched their life savings lose value as confidence in the market disappeared. Banks faced rising bad debt. Construction slowed dramatically. Youth unemployment increased. Economic growth weakened. According to The Economist, the crisis may continue affecting China throughout the rest of the decade. The article argues that the absence of strong official intervention, combined with declining demand and oversupply, makes recovery extremely difficult. Some analysts predicted that interior regions of China could lose nearly 85% of previous economic gains connected to housing growth. Following Beijing's 3 red lines policy, designed to reduce excessive borrowing by developers, housing prices declined sharply between 40% and 50% in some areas. The correction was painful. But Reuters argues that China may finally be moving toward a more sustainable economic model built on slower, higher quality growth instead of endless expansion. Major cities like Shanghai have shown signs of stabilization. Still, the deeper structural problems remain difficult to solve. Because this crisis was never only about housing, it was about an entire economic system built around the belief that growth would never stop. And for millions of ordinary people, the consequences remains.